I wanted to share one of the insights from my new book, Illness to Wellness, the 11 steps to conquer disease, create everyday miracles, and reconnect with your highest self. In this video, I also wanted to give you 3 practices to help raise your consciousness and vibration. The insight that I'm about to discuss, it actually was so important to me that I literally wanted to use it as the title, right? So the thesis running behind in the background of all of the holistic and functional medicine tenets and practices is this idea that doing good is good for you. And I abandoned that as the title, after the publishers and others steered me away, and went for the more aptly title of just, simple illness to wellness. This title, however, has embedded within it a subtitle of I to we. It is a change in consciousness from an I center of gravity, focused on I, me, and mine, that actually refuses to recognize life's interconnectedness. It's actually infused with a belief in entitlement, thinking that everything is ours for the taking, with a disregard for responsibility and the effects that our choices have on others, Mother Nature, and other sentient beings. The we center of consciousness, often referred to as integral or cosmic, on the other hand, has been described as an all-inclusive perspective of care, compassion, and concern for all human beings, regardless of age, race, color, creed, sex, gender, and so on. For all sentient beings, regardless of species, right? We embrace the ant on the sidewalk and our canine friends. And of course, all of manifestation, all that can be seen and that which cannot. I usually like to summarize this as the we center of consciousness by exploring how it evolves our understanding of the concepts of power, love, and peace. For example, the evolution of power begins to move from things happening to me, which is this victim consciousness, to things happening by me, and then finally through me, right? This is the idea of we are participating. It's a co-creation. Love moves from conditional, my religion, my tribe, my race, my family, my nation, to unconditional love for all of humanity, Mother Nature, animals. And then peace begins to evolve from us constantly trying to find peace outside of ourselves to understanding that peace is found within. And as we align to these higher centers of consciousness, of course, our love and compassion expands. But what I think is often overlooked is that our health expands as well. Here enters the idea, right, of doing good is good for you. The greatest discovery, I believe, is that the game of life is set up exactly as it should be. When we do the right thing, we are rewarded, period. In other words, when we practice self-care, we increase our capacity to heal, and as we heal, those around us heal. When we take a stance against factory farming, we protect our bodies from the poisons and the toxins, and at the exact same time undermine needless animal suffering. When we connect and give a hug to another one, we are rewarded with a hit of oxytocin. When we stand up for the environment, she gifts us with clean air and water, etc. So how exactly do we begin the process of expanding our consciousness? I'm going to throw out 3 simple ideas to start with. The first is polarity thinking. The second stems around the ideas of power and humility. And the last is about our diet. Polarity thinking. First, we must look at the difference, right, between polarization and polarity thinking. Polarization is versus, right? Black versus white, up versus down, right versus left. In our political spectrum, it's traditional and modern values versus postmodernity, multiculturalism, pluralism, liberalism. Polarity thinking, on the other hand, resolves dichotomies, right? It asks us to look at both and rather than either or type of thinking. It asks us to recognize the tensions or the competing forces in all arenas, political, relational, etc. And it suggests that they're like two sides of the same coin, or interdependent parts of a greater whole. It asks us to accept the positives and leave behind the negative of any view without throwing the baby out with the bathwater. Right? It involves this evolutionary concept that has been with us since the dawn of time: transcend and include. Thus, we take the beautiful aspects of traditionalism with their family values alongside the beautiful aspects of postmodernity's long-standing fight for all marginal groups, or the isms of society like sexism, racism, speciesism. And at the same time, we want to leave out any traditional or liberal pathologies that undermine the beautiful aspects of their viewpoints. Polarity thinking is about conservative values of liberty, right? Equal opportunity, and liberal values of equality, equal outcome. Polarity thinking helps us to reconcile the polarizing idea, for example, of something simple like the caregiver archetype, where they think it would be selfish of me to prioritize myself when so many others are counting on me. Polarity thinking tells a more nuanced type of thinking. It doesn't give the answer, but it offers a new perspective, such as taking care of myself and taking care of others. Polarity thinking offers us a unique opportunity to see all sides and leads to constructive solutions and ideas. The second practice is about power and humility. It is important to recognize the immensity of our power because the kingdom of God lives within us. And at the exact same time, it tells us to be humble because that exact same kingdom exists in every human being, every animal that we come in contact with as well. And the third and final practice is eating a whole food, plant-based diet that helps to infuse us with nature's goodness. And it doesn't bog us down like the heavy foods from processed or factory farmed animal products. In addition, it helps to maintain our energy and our vitality, and it keeps us free of chronic inflammatory degenerative diseases. So thanks so much, for listening, and I'm so excited to share some more insights and concepts, as the weeks progress.